Alright, little nomads, did you guess where I was this week? That's right, Seoul, South Korea, which is over in Asia. That's right, it's a smaller country in Asia, and Seoul is its capital in the north of the country. That's right, but as you can see, I've got my backpack on. We're getting on a train and we're heading south. Alright, stay tuned, guys. Okay, little nomads, ticket. I'm not quite sure which station we're going to or which platform we're going to, but we're heading this way. And I've got my ticket, so that's a good thing. Okay, let's see what we can do. So that was pretty easy and quick, off the train and onto a bus. We're heading into the city. I'm going to drop some bags off at the hotel and then head out exploring. 2 hours train south. We're now in Jeonju, which I will pronounce better maybe at some point in the next couple of days, but Jeonju is where we are. So maybe you guys can find that on the map. I came 2 hours by train south. So, okay. Nomads, welcome to Bulguksa Temple in South Korea. We are just outside of Jeonju and we've taken a quick bus from the city center out to this UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's not the first World Heritage Site that we visited this season, but it's definitely the oldest thing we've seen so far, the oldest monument we've seen so far. It was built in around the 700 ADs. 700 AD. So what year are we now? We're 2017. So that's a very long time ago. Can you guys calculate how old the temple is if it was built around 770 AD? Okay, let's little nomads. This is a beautiful temple and I'm glad that we came here, but I think it's almost time to go. Before we leave, just wanted to talk about minorities and majorities. So I don't know if you guys understand this concept, but sometimes as a human, as an individual, you are somewhere where you feel like you look like everybody else and you speak like everybody else and you're maybe one of the majority. And there may be some people around who maybe don't look like you or maybe don't sound like you. And so it feels pretty good because you're around a bunch of people that like look like you, and so that makes you feel pretty good. And sometimes you're around a bunch of people who don't speak your language and who don't look like you, and so you feel like one of the minorities. And I don't think one or the other is necessarily good or bad, but it's just different, right? It's just a way where you realize that there's a lot of people out there who are different from you, but probably pretty the same if you actually got into a conversation. But in South Korea, I am definitely the minority. If you look around the videos and if you look around where I am, I definitely stick out like a sore thumb, and I got my backpack on and I'm all tourist Emma the Nomad, but I don't mind. I guess I'm a tourist here, so why not just show it like a tourist? So, like a big geek, I've been walking around taking videos, but that's okay. Alright guys, so let's take off and see what we can get to later. Alright little nomads, well I've stumbled upon a market on my way home this evening. It's a very empty market, not like most of the markets I've been to and some of the ones that we've been to together. But it's very interesting and made in Korea. I mean, that's a big thing. So do you guys ever wear anything or use anything that's made in Korea? Well, this is where it's made and this is one of the markets where it's probably sold. So let's have a look around. Yeah, we might as well. Alright, little nomads, well I'm not gonna lie to you, Korean food scares me a little bit because I don't really know what it is, and so I'm sitting in the market here and they don't speak any English, and I've got myself a plate and these are the options in front of me and they don't speak English, so I don't know what it is, but it looks like fish and egg and some potato, and I got some miso soup and some rice, and I'm not sure what else, but I'm hoping it's not going to be too spicy, and here goes nothing. Alright, little nomads, well I make it a rule that wherever I travel I try the local food, because when you're in the place you try the food. That is what you do when you travel. I don't like this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm trying really hard with Korean food and it is not working. It wasn't very tasty to me, and I know lots of people love Korean food, but I don't like it very much. So, yeah, okay, I don't like it. I've noticed that quite a lot of the South Korean girls and women dress up in traditional dress, and they're just kind of regular people walking around with regular sneakers on, just in a lovely dress. So I've got a couple to say hi to you guys, and took a couple of photos. Hello. Nomads, welcome to Busan, South Korea. We've made our way south, and today I'm walking around Gamcheon Cultural Village, which is an area just inside Busan that looks really cute and lovely with lots of different like cafes and stuff. So let's go for a wander. Alright, little nomads, I hope you've enjoyed exploring South Korea with me on all our little adventures. Until next week, when we're in a new country and new cities, stay curious, little nomads. 감사합니다.